So today we're talking lenses. So the title of this video might be slightly clickbaity because there's no real way to figure out which lenses make you more money or bring you more work. And the majority of photographers are going to be shooting on the standard focal lengths. In the zooms, it's usually the 24 to 70, the 70 to 200, so on and so on. But when it comes to being able to capture certain images in certain scenarios and make them look a certain way that differentiates your work from other people's, that's where these focal lengths outside of those standard ranges really make your work pop and look different from everybody else who's shooting the same subject. So the two lenses I want to talk about today are the 14 to 24 2.8 from Sigma and the 150 to 600 f5 to 6.3 also from Sigma. So everyone's got their preferred lenses, but having these focal ranges outside of the standard focal range is what's going to make your work stand out amongst the crowd. So firstly, we'll talk about the 14 to 24. I absolutely love this lens, whether it's covering an event where I have to get in close amongst the crowd and still be able to capture everything, or shooting real estate. This is my main lens for shooting real estate. This is what makes all the money in the real estate game. Even over like a 16mm, that 14mm just gives you that little bit extra width on each shot to really make a room look extra big. I use this lens from everything from action sports, using it like a fisheye, obviously having that really good autofocus, and it's super sharp. And like I said, all the way down to where I'm shooting real estate, stopped right down to like f8, f11. It's sharp all the way through, and it's a super versatile lens, especially for those situations where everybody else is shooting on standard focal ranges and I can pull this out of my bag and get the shot that nobody else can get. So for those reasons, it's well worth investing money into these lenses that give you that flexibility outside the standard focal ranges. So next up is the big dog, the 150 to 600 from Sigma. So when I'm shooting action sports, whether it's like free ride or anything up on the mountain, this lens here gets a lot of use. I absolutely love this lens. I've put it through some serious weather situations and it's never let me down, so it's super well weather sealed. It's sharp all the way up to 600. And when it comes to covering events, whether it's snow sports events or just events in general, this is the lens that allows me to get those super compressed, unique looking shots shooting out at 600mm. And again, the shots that other people aren't going to get when they're not running this in their photography kit. Sometimes with event coverage, I'll run this big dog on one body and then I'll run a different lens on another body, and I'll run and gun with both. And it just gives me that flexibility to create images that other people aren't going to be creating. The compression on this beast out at 600mm just gives you such a unique look, especially if you're shooting around like mountains or any sort of big landscape features and with people in it. And Sigma makes a 60 to 600, which is equally as good, if not better, which is going to give you those same unique features. Again, shooting outside of that standard 70 to 200 focal length and just having that extra range really allows you to get unique images that other people aren't going to be getting if they don't have these focal ranges in their bag. And when it comes to gear, I'm very much sort of use what works for you type person, but personally these two lenses really give me the flexibility to shoot images that are going to stand out amongst the crowd because I have them in my bag and they are part of my standard kit that I shoot with, especially in the event space or outdoor or anything like that. Like I said, you can get away with just running standard focal lengths or only using primes or whatever you want to do, but ultimately having these ranges outside of the standard are really going to allow you to create unique looking images. So in that sense, I highly recommend investing in not only the glass that works for you, but the glass that is going to make your images stand out and suit the type of shooting you do to make you better at the job that you do. So that's just a quick chat about some glass that I really love and use regularly, and a bit of an insight as to why it's worth investing in these sort of out of the norm focal lengths. So next time you're looking for a new lens and you're trying to think outside the box, just remember having those unique lenses that make your work stand out from everybody else's is what's going to get you more work in the future. The work you do is what gets you more work. Remember that. That's all for today. We'll see you in the next video. Yep.